A lot of people ask me what some of the items I use for training are. These are just a couple, and I want to say actually a very small few of the items that we use to train with. Some of them may seem fairly familiar, and some of them have extended purposes or more than one. So I'd like to actually go through a few of them with you. We're going to start with the keys. When we first started training her to pick up keys, we started off with one key, but a fairly heavy keychain. So you can tell it's fairly solid. And then once she could pick that up repeatedly with ease, then we moved to this one, which is a lighter ring but heavier keys. So that way the two sort of had the same weight, but this was actually just a little bit more. And now she can actually pick this up with ease, and this is the amount of keys I have on my ring, so she can actually pick up my ring with ease as well. I'd like to move on to the touch light. To teach a dog to do touch lights is a lot about target training. And I use just a simple dog or cat lid to do target and touch training. And I also use my hand, where I'll have her actually touch her nose on my hand. So these are a couple of ways we use to start to begin to training some of the more difficult items, such as touch lights, actually like your handicap, doors, the push button for that. And then when you go to start doing this, once you can get them to do your hand or to do this, you can simply put this up by the handicapped button to push to open the door, and then they'll push this and actually push the door, and eventually you can drop this and just have them actually touch that. So just kind of a couple of neat things to understand about how or why we train the way we do. You'll see some different bags here. I have different bags that I use. One is a coin purse, and obviously we have billfolds and stuff. And I also have bags that I keep my medicine in. So I need her to get it, and I want her to get it safely where I'm not worried about her getting into it. But that way she can still get it for me if I'm in another room and I just really can't make it to go get it. She can go retrieve it for me. So these are some of the bags. They're different textures, as you can see. Different looks and feel. One is kind of wrinkly. One is smoother, but it's cloth. I also have some very slick ones that I use and that I like to keep like my medicine and my makeup in that she works with. And they are the Victoria's Secret ones. Nicely insulated and stuff that way. You'll see the purse in the background. We've been using that to have her work with us, let us know that she's ready to go to the store when we are. Treats are always important when training, and always a high quality treat. I like to use Little Jacks. That's my personal favorite that I've always used to train with. You'll see a dusting brush. We're teaching her to learn how to actually do dusting now. You've seen her do many different things. She does a lot of house chores for me. I really like that about Lady. She's learning to strip my bed, to do laundry. She already sorts laundry. We're working on getting her to actually put it into the washer and dryer. So hopefully in the next few months we'll have a video like that for you. We used this right here. You'll see it's just a little Martha Stewart little ring, and it's a little heavy. This is one of the things that we use to teach her to hold things in her mouth so that we can get her used to carrying like baskets in stores that we can put things in. So, and this we use when we're having problems getting her to open zippers. Like I like her to be able to open some things for me. We can use this to actually attach it, and then she has something really nice she can grab onto to unzip it with. She steps one paw on one side and uses this and pulls. Sometimes when we go to events late at night, I have a little pocket, the round light that goes right on her collar. But I also sometimes will use these on her service bags. Again, different colors depending on what the event is for. I have to blow my nose a lot. I have a lot of mucus with cancer, which I'm sure you could probably, if you've had cancer ever, you understand that that's a big issue. So I've taught Lady to pick up napkins, paper towels, and tissues. And it's interesting because I'll crumple it up like this and then, drop it. And then one of the things I ask her to do when she picks it up is not just to pick it up and hand it to me. I also ask her, because, like this, I couldn't blow my nose, right? So I actually ask her to shake it out so that I can actually, when she hands it to me, I can blow my nose. So you probably may have seen her do that on one of the videos. This is a little rag that we've been working on teaching her to wipe off of her mouth. Our key command for that is, and please forgive us for saying so if you're a male, but it's just a key statement for her, which is, boys drool, girls rule. So when she gets her mouth wet, when she drinks water, Cocker Spaniels have the bigger mouth. So we have her use this, put one paw on one side, and take the other paw, and then she literally wipes off her mouth. So that's what that's for. The rings are a very interesting thing at these things. You've watched her open up my refrigerator, my closet door, and also, I'm assuming by now, drawers in the house, so that for utensils when I'm cooking. These are some different items that you can use to actually have them open these things with. There again, you take this through the loop of whatever, like the cupboard or the drawer, through the handle, and then you latch it through using this item to pull it through. And then that way you have a nice stable thing, and I'll show you on mine. You can see how it works nicely for her to be able to grab a hold of to open up drawers. So it's handy. And so she's really, really good with that. This seems to be one of her favorites because she can either open it with her mouth or actually with her paws. So, and then this was, it's just a real small waste paper basket, or you can use a small bucket. And this was what we used to start her training to sort clothes and laundry. And also to throw garbage away. It's just nice at her size. She can walk up to it and just drop it in. She doesn't have to worry about getting up high enough to do it. It was just a starter thing. So as she could get to do this, then, we could go to the larger waste paper baskets like what we use in our house, or laundry baskets. So it was just a wonderful little item. This speaker over here, we use in her pack. And the reason is I'm sure you've had issues with people coming up to your service dog while you're in the store saying, "Oh, dog, I want to pet it," and, "Oh, I didn't see that little sticker on there says don't pet dog," and just pet it anyway, even though it was there. You just have people that do things. And so this speaker to us is important. First of all, we use it for music. We both really, really love music, so it's kind of a neat feature. But I also recorded something so that when people come up to pet her, I can instantly play it from my cell phone, and it stops them in their tracks. It's really neat. I'll make a video of this in the future, so that you can actually hear what it says. But the first things on the actual audio track is "Stop, do not pet me, I am working." And then it goes on to explain in this little brief thing. It's just a couple of minutes long, but it goes on to explain why this is a bad thing. That I could get hurt or she could get hurt, and it explains some of the things that she does for me. So it ends their curiosity because now they've been fed with what they need, but at the same time it stopped them from distracting her. Sitting down is one thing, bending over to pet her kind of ruins her training. So we always try to stop those things from happening. Okay, so we've kind of talked about most of the items now so far. A little ball or a ball is always a good item for training, for fetch. It's always one of the first things that we use, to teach them for, fetching dropped items. We get them comfortable by fetching a ball first. Leashes. I'm going to actually do a whole video on this because I have so many different types of training leashes. And because of my disabilities, I have to actually use several different types of leashes. Because of my cancer shots and stuff like that. And because of my cancers. So I'll do a whole thing on that. But I do actually like, when I'm doing some of these things with her, to use just a nice little retractable leash put on my belt pack. And or my leash waist pack. And the reason is because it's hands-free that way. It's got a longer distance than most of my leashes. I like to keep her pretty close proximity to me. I know where she's at. She knows where I'm at. It's just a good fix. But with this, I can do better training sometimes because it gives her the ability to go back and forth a good amount of distance. So, and it gets you past that 6 foot. Sometimes, you know, you want to train them on a stay command. You're supposed to go 6 feet, but sometimes I like to wander further. And I want to know that she's still going to stay there. So, again, I just wanted to throw that out there. But we will do a whole video on leashes. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like it, please click like. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them or any comments. Again, please check out our other videos at Cancer Service Dog Lady. Enjoy.